Okay, so here we are. This is part 2 of the Wild Wild Left, and this, as I promised, is the action plan. Now, before we get into the actual plan itself, there's a couple things I wanted to discuss. One was, is a reporter from CNN. His name is Don Lemon, and he said that we, meaning the people on the right, are tied to the KKK and the Nazis. And at first I was laughing because, you know, these people from the media, especially CNN, which I consider the cartoon news network, because they're always making accusations with no actual backup, no fact-checking, nothing to back up their claims at all. So I actually did some checking myself. And did you know that Antifa, who align themselves with Black Lives Matter, is actually tied to the Nazis? Yeah, believe it or not, they're rooted in Germany right after World War II. And to me, that's a pretty close tie to the Nazis. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to mention was that I believe there was two, but I know for sure there's one. The only person in American politics that's tied to the KKK, unequivocally, was Robert Byrd. He was a member of the KKK, and he was a Democrat. Yes, that's true, a Democrat. So let's get those things out of the way right away. And just to mention also, what they're calling the Capitol riots, and what we call was a demonstration, and of course there was obviously a few bad apples. The man who was also arrested, who was actually inside enticing people using foul language. Yeah, MFers, let's go burn this place down. His name was John Earl Sullivan. And that's right, he was from the BLM and Antifa, was also arrested at other riots across the country, burning down American cities. And what else did he do? He also filmed that woman who was shot in cold blood inside. And did he lift a finger to help her? No, he just filmed her dying. So there you have it. Now, to the action plan. I changed a couple things around. I initially filmed this yesterday, but I wanted to re-film it because I made some changes. I put this first today because I thought it was pretty important and actually pretty easy to do. Now, as we know, the left really monopolizes three things in our society. They monopolize the school systems, the media, and they obviously right now politics, but they also they control a narrative and some other things. But excuse me, as far as the schools and the education, there's a lot we can do. We need to go to the school board meetings, and we need to go in there aggressively. First of all, we all pay taxes. As part of our property taxes, a big chunk of that goes to paying schools. We need to get in there and change the curriculum. And listen, I am not BSing you. We need to go into the school board meetings every month, and we need to demand to change the curriculum. I can tell you right now that they are brainwashing our kids and our grandkids as early as grade school with, last year, they were talking about Trump being a bad person. He was the president. My grandson came home and asked me if Trump was good or bad because he was building the wall. I was flabbergasted. So again, get into those school board meetings, demand to see the curriculum and change it. They are brainwashing our kids. Now, if you still are active on Twitter, you need to go in and just send messages like this, day after day, maybe multiple times a day. Can you imagine if we have 50 million people doing this? 75 million people? Dash, 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 slash, slash. This will log jam and create havoc in Twitter. And then a bunch of people need to do loop. Now these are not J's. These are, I'm sorry, semicolons. I apologize if they look like J's. Okay, let me change this. Okay, as I said, I changed this so this one has action plan on the top as well. Now, we also need to put a stranglehold on Biden, who is sending billions of dollars overseas while we need the money here. So a good way to do this, perfectly legal, is go to your employer and change your W-4. And you need to change the status of your exemptions. So change your dependents, whatever you have, change them to 12. That's the maximum allowable. And what that's going to do is put more money in your pocket, obviously, and minimize your withholding dollars to the federal government and give them much less money to spend. And that's really is going to put a stranglehold on the money the government has to spend. Now, don't forget to change that back come July 1st, otherwise you'll wind up paying taxes at the end of the year. Also, beginning February 15th through March 1st, we need to boycott CBS and ABC. And then March 1st through the 15th, boycott NBC and Fox. Now, I know people have their favorite shows, and I'm just asking that you DVR these shows, and you can watch them at your leisure, but wait till the shows get down to 42 minutes. That's when most of the commercials come off the shows, and when they get to 42 minutes, the networks no longer get credit through the Nielsen ratings report, and therefore, again, they don't get credit for it as a person watching the show. Now, I don't know if you could see this, but on the bottom, you need to picket all the stores that dropped the MyPillow guy. And for anybody else that you know of that's dropped any Republicans for that matter. Now, I've heard that Marriott Hotels has also dropped Republicans. I don't know if that's true. I can't verify it, so I leave that up to you. But we know that these stores have dropped his line of sleepwear. Kohl's, Wayfair, Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'm not too sure about Kroger. Now, another thing you can do is when you stay in a hotel, every lobby TV shows CNN. Get up and change the channel. Now, Newsmax is going to be almost on every TV provider, from Comcast to other major ones that I just got the update today. They're going to be on a lot of channels, a lot of providers now. If it doesn't have Newsmax, put Fox News on. Now, another thing, and the final thing we can do is on Amazon. And I'm saying on the last day of February, everybody needs to place a pretty big order. I'm asking Frigidaire 4-piece kitchen package. That includes the refrigerator, the stove, and 2 other appliances. And then you could choose whether you want to order this Kindle or not. But the main thing is this kitchen set. and then wait 90 minutes and then cancel the order. We don't want this order to be in transit because we don't want you to have to pay shipping for it. So place the order maybe in the morning and then right after lunch, cancel the order. Okay? So that's it. I hope you abide by these, or at least some of them, and we could really put a dent in some of these companies. Thank you very much.